Hi, welcome to my iPhone Doctor USA tutorials. Warning, this repair will void your warranty. You perform this repair at your own risk. We claim no responsibility for any damages that might occur.
Alright guys, this is Colby with My Phone Doctor USA, and today we are going to be replacing the front assembly on an Ipod 4th Gen. This LCD has apparently burnt out. Alright guys, the first thing we're going to be doing is getting the metal pry tool. And many people use a heat gun. I found it that you don't actually have to use the heat gun, but you can if you want. Just make sure when you do that you don't heat it up too much and it melts that home button. I've also seen it melt the actual charging dock, which rests right underneath this digitizer. But anyways, I want you to get the metal pry tool, and I want you to put it in between the black frame and the silver bezel. Okay, once it's in there, I want you to very gently pry it out. And it's okay if you bust this the screen and bruise the LCD even more. We're going to be replacing it, so feel free to get as aggressive as you want. You just really don't want to bend the frame here. Also make sure that the metal pry tool does not go underneath this bracket here. You want to make sure that it goes underneath the digitizer but over the metal bracket. Pry this up. Be very gentle here. This is your Wi-Fi connection cable. And it's okay to lose that copper there. You fold that over. Alright, so now we need to, after we got the front assembly off, now all we need to do is take out the 10 screws holding down the frame. Looks like this Ipod's been in for a repair before, and the reason I say that is because there is a black tear cable which looks identical to this one here, and it's actually covering up this little screw right here. So when you're working on the device that you're currently working on now, I want you to be certain to remove that black tear cable. You can just go ahead and tear it off in order to get to this screw here. Okay, now that all the screws are out the device, now I want you to get your metal pry tool and gently place it right underneath the lip of the bracket. And make sure when you do this that it is right underneath. You don't want to go too far because you could actually ruin the loudspeaker of this device, and then you're looking at doing some soldering. So I want you to lift up there and gently pry up. Okay, you just want to pry away from the loudspeaker. Alright, so this is the part where a lot of people can mess up, and you can mess up very, very easily. What you do here is you put the metal pry tool underneath the bracket where it's resting on top of the logic board. See the green right there? That's the logic board of this device. So I want you to put it right in between, and whatever you do, see this gold cable right here? Do not break that or apply any pressure to that cable whatsoever, or it will completely ruin the device. So what you want to do now is put this in between and very gently pry away. Now that it's up, that folds right off. And now what you want to do is pry up on the camera. Very gently lift up the logic board. I want you to disconnect. Many times it'll come disconnected as soon as you pop it loose, but I want you to disconnect the front camera here, and then here is the digitizer, and I want you to just pop that loose and there with the digitizer. Now make note here that I never once applied any pressure to this cable right here. Alright guys, so now what you're going to need to do is I want you to pry up this home button flex cable and the metal bracket. You always want to salvage this from the original